I get it, guys. Sometimes the world has a way of trying to hit you so hard where you feel like there's no growth and there's no way that you can be more. And sometimes it's like, man, days that come around where you're like, man, what am I going to do with myself? How am I going to grow? And sometimes there's so much pressure on you guys. And sometimes it's, man, how do I unlock this? How do I let this go? And stuff like that. And for many guys out there, unfortunately, when they just don't understand themselves and not connected to themselves, they'll start to chase more than try to interpret so many things, trying to look for more advice, trying to look for more things. And gentlemen, what I'm saying is that it's not the information that's out there, gentlemen. It's always going to come down to who you are as a man and how you actually see yourself at the end of the day. And for many of you guys out there, the world, your mind has so much noise and you are going through so many things in your head. And sometimes it's just hard to say, what do I listen to and where do I go from here and how do I learn? And how do I grow? And it just seems like it's always one thing after another and after another. And I want to say to all you guys out there, and I want to talk to y'all, I think that, again, this is saying to y'all guys, y'all are doing a good job, keep pushing forward. But in order to learn a game, and what I had to learn was I had to not stay in the illusion of the reality that I was in. I had to realize, the more I became a student of the game, that I had to step outside of the illusion and the stories that I tell myself. And this is where you can separate yourself from everybody else, because the average guy is always going to stay in his reality, fighting little battles that don't even matter, worrying about things that he pulls out of proportion, because he's not actually locked into himself. He actually doesn't understand who he is as a man. And the only way to connect one thought, one mind, one way is to understand that you have to stop living by the rules that you're actually living by. It is your rules and it is your reality that you're living in that's causing so much damage and so many problems with you. I get it. The world out there and your mind always wants you to play it safe. Your mind wants you to play it safe, and your mind doesn't want you to bend or work, and it wants you to do everything you can to blend in with everybody else. But that, unfortunately, gentlemen, the world doesn't want you to know that as long as you're following the herd, you're going to have what is called a sheep's reality. Whatever you're told to do, you're going to do it, or whatever, not even what you're told to do, whatever somebody else is doing, you're going to feel that's the thing that you need to do in order to succeed and grow as a person. And what happens is that automatically rips you into more of the reality that you're in right now, where I'm trying to do everything I possibly can to get you out of that reality. In order to get out of that reality, we have to know that mastery and learning ourselves has nothing to do with, nor will it ever do with, getting a woman or controlling a woman, but it is about really controlling the man in the mirror. Because if you cannot master and lock into the man in the mirror, you're never going to have an understanding of who you are as a man. And I think that's where the problem is going to come in with so many young men out there. The thing is that when we talk about one thought, one mind, one way, that means a synergy of a connection of a thought. And not just your thought, but how you look at everything. And what you have been missing everything is just, you've never had anyone to tell you it's okay to be yourself and everything. See, everything out here is going to have two sides. There's day and night. There's going to be pain and joy. There will be love and there will be heartbreak. But the same woman that makes you feel alive when you're not rooted in yourself is the same woman that can actually crush you. And it is the same moment that breaks you, and is a moment that can free you. Everything are tied into moments and everything. And the problem is most guys out there, they only live on one side. They always will seem to want to chase the highs, but they drown into the low at a red light. So they always chase into the highs and drown into the low. And as long as you are chasing the lows and drowning and are suffocating yourself because you're having a hard time of understanding yourself, believing yourself, and wanting to move on for yourself, you are always going to walk a line in which you're not going to ever, as a man, is going to be a problem as far as who am I to myself, and why am I to myself, and how do I grow for myself. And many men are going to always have this problem because of the lack of that connection that he needs to have for himself. And when you don't have that connection for yourself, there's nothing that you're not going to be able to control the narrative. And that's the important thing. The man has to actually control the narrative. You must be able to move to control you, to see you. The great lights, greens turn here, to see you and the beauty of yourself. And that is why the game is so important. And that is why when we play and move on this game and everything, we always are going to win. Because at the end of the day, if you want to escape the prison that you're in, you're going to have the patience and the mind and the discipline. Because I don't ever see the past as a problem. And I'm never going to lock into a future of an unknown in which I've never been a part of. Because when you are able to not move into a future, gentlemen, red light again. So when you're able not to move into it, so what I'm saying is, instead of looking into a future of what you want from somebody, or instead of living in a past of thinking what you had with somebody, you are always going to be controlled by that part of your mentality that is saying to you that you're just not good enough. There's something wrong with you, and this is why so many young men have the problems that they have, because of the lack of an understanding and a lack of connection. See, guys, we are not rooted in ourselves in the moment. When I see a woman, I want to be in the moment. I don't want to ever look at a future of what our life could be together, and I don't want to look at a past relationship to say what I don't want. The only way to trick the mind and gain more control from a different reality is moving from the reality of past and future and go into a reality of present and being in the moment. It is always in the moment that you have to work on, because it is the moment that is going to reflect and change the past and the future. Green light, let's get back to this way. And gentlemen, what I'm saying is that when you stay in the moment and you're locked in one thought, one mind, one way, everything is automatically going to change, because you're going to be able to see things for what they are versus not what you want them to be, okay? And once you lock into who you are, you will always stop drowning and locking yourself in the woulda, the couldas, the shouldas. What if I say this, and what if I do that, and what if she moves this way, and what if this? And as a man, I don't ever look to a woman to be able to define what and who I am. I am always going to go and say, okay, this is the moment. Okay, what am I going to be in this moment? What do I need to say in this moment and everything? And what people don't understand is the thing that no one actually tries to teach you young men out here, okay, is that I don't just control my emotions, okay? Okay? I have total power over all that stuff. And I will never look at, because again, your heartbreak is your heartbreak, and sometimes your failures are going to be your failures, but are they you right now? Or is it just a moment in time that something has happened to you to make you realize that, okay, it happened to me, it's cool, I can actually move on? I guess so many young men have never been told or talked this way, because so many guys are too busy asking why me, and they're too busy asking why can I get women, and why can't I be that person and things like this. But what we have to do is we got to take a moment and look into the mirror and not the window. I've always told you look into the mirror, but you've got to see and ask the $1 million question, who runs me? Okay? So when things don't go your way, when the woman says she's not interested, or she wants to break up with you, or she wants to see somebody else, okay? When it hits you a certain way, do you run the script, or does the script run you? The story that you have in your head, okay? There is some part of you that wants to crawl up into the bed and feel sad and feel upset, and I get all that, but you don't have to suffer in the reality that you're in if you accept things for what they are. There are several times, gentlemen, I tell you all the time, there's several times that a woman and I are kicking it and everything is cool now, and then all of a sudden she wants more from me that I can actually give her, and I let her know this isn't gonna work out. And part of me wants to say, you know what, I like how this stuff is, I like how it's kicking, but maybe I can rework it, or maybe maybe I can rework it, and maybe I can find a loophole to try to get this person to appreciate me a little bit more. And we don't do that as men. And I get it, gentlemen. I know a lot of you guys want to hold on, but when you're holding on to yourself, you're able to just let go and just accept it, that you know what, we wasn't right for each other. And this is, guys, this is the weird thing, man. It is the weird thing, is that when you lock into you, and I know there's a part of you that doesn't believe that when I am able to let somebody go and be proud that I let her go and be fine with what has happened, it might suck and it might sting, but you know they always come back, man. They always come back. But the reason they will come back, and because it's your strength that you have to let them go, but it is also layered into the strength of the game. See, at the end of the day, I create the rules of my world and my throne, which I've always done since I was 9 years old. I always learned that I have to empty the cup, okay? I have to stop at a young age realizing the worst thing I can do is have a full cup of opinions, a full cup of fear, a full cup of noise and all this other stuff. If my cup is full of excuses and victimhoods and problems and ups and downs and all that other stuff, what space am I gonna have in the cup to learn me, to grow me, to understand me, and to actually care about me enough to evolve? And that's why I always realize at the end of the day, I have to empty my cup. I have to empty my cup, because without the empty cup, I will never be able to grow that way. But I also have to understand that life is gonna come and women are gonna come and go in your life. And gentlemen, what is so damn crazy, the women that leave out of your life and are not in your life, and you think that it is over, man, when you got this game locked down, guys, I promise you, they are gonna come back, man. They always come back to the source. It is the craziest thing. I don't even set the rules for that. They always come back. And if they always come back, what do I have to worry about? Because I know I'm the prize, and you are the prize too, gentlemen, when you actually believe in yourself and soak up this game the right way. But also, gentlemen, what is important is that every moment that you're in, man, you gotta be in the moment, and you gotta stay present. I do not want y'all are so great at time traveling. Y'all are the best time travelers known to man. It is amazing how you guys can jump from the past into a future, but never want to stay in the present. And I had to realize, in order to be one thought, one mind, one way, and get this game down correctly, I had to stay in the present moment and not be a time traveler. But I wanted to make sure that even when it comes to time, that I respect time to a point where I say that I don't want to waste my time. Because any time that I give away to somebody is time I can never get back. But also what I have to understand within the time, I've got to learn that every setback and every woman that says no and every woman that's not interested in you, it doesn't make you a bad person, and it doesn't mean that you were bad. No, it's just bad for the situation. The thing is that you have just got to master you, love you, and understand you the way that I love to choose you. Oh man, I forgot. How you guys doing? I'm Steve D. Williams. I have been doing this for decades now. And guys, if you want to talk to me live, you can. You can always call in, talk to me live. We have live shows, we have YouTubes, we have shorts, and we're always continuing to push as much game as possible because we want to show you that those that have game, it just flows. It is a natural flow. But I just want to say that to you guys, and I do appreciate you guys. But the thing is, at the end of the day, that the man that can actually master himself, you will never be shaken by a woman. A woman can never move you the way most people feel moved by certain scenarios and certain situations. And what I'm saying is, when you stay in the present moment and you believe in yourself, you are not going to fold. You have to take back the throne, and that's what this is all about. This is about your crown. Your throne and your crown are there waiting for you to take it. You have to take it back, because if you do not take the throne and you don't take that crown back, you are always going to be ruled by your fears and by your anxieties and everything like that. The only way you can take back the crown is realizing that even though I am time traveling in the future and time traveling in the present, that's what the mind wants you to do, because the mind doesn't want you to stay in the present, because the more you stay in the present, the more control you actually have. Red light. So that's why I always say to all you guys out there, I don't care about the future of what could be, and I don't care about that one that decided to go away. I've got to keep my eyes forward and focus on myself, because until you can focus on yourself, understand yourself, appreciate yourself, and learn yourself, you're never going to be able to grow the way that I know you can. I know each and every one of you young men, you have a talent and you have a power. The question is, when are you going to release that power? When are you a green light? So when are you going to release that power? When are you going to grow? Okay, what are you going to do? So, gentlemen, I always say, the next time you feel overwhelmed, the next time you feel weak, just remember there is a throne waiting for you to claim it. There is a power inside you waiting to tell it what to do, and that power is actually you. Nobody's actually going to tell you the power that you have, because people don't understand the beauty of a brand new reality that you can be in. You can be in a reality which you control fully and have total dominance over. And people don't understand that. Everybody thinks that this is going to be your life. No, this is the beginning of your life. And once you are able to wake up and see that you are more than a subtotal of what you think, you are always going to, you can win in this. And I don't think, people don't teach you how to win. People just teach you how to time travel. And what I want to say to you guys out here, stop being a time travel, learn the game and win. And when you can learn the game and you can learn how to win, everything's going to change for you guys, okay? So gentlemen, I just want to say to you guys out here, that is going to be the end of our video, but it's not going to be the end of our discussion, guys. I want you guys just to realize, at the end of the day, when it comes to the game, realize you are the sole ruler. There is nobody out there as beautiful and great as you. But the only way you're going to recognize your power, the only way you're going to love yourself, grow, and appreciate yourself, is to go outside of the reality and outside the system. Outside of your reality, there's so much beauty and there's so much about you that you can have. You have got to see it for yourself, but you have to become the student of the game, because doing it yourself is never, it's just going to duplicate the reality, and that's the trick of the mind. The mind knows how to trick you to a point where it makes you think that you're growing, but you're actually not. And I just want to say to you guys out here, the more you start to love, connect, and be a part of the game, the more you're going to grow. So I just wanted to say that to you guys out here, man. Y'all are doing a good job. Keep trying to move forward. Keep trying to grow, and keep trying to do what you do, because as long as you can do those things, and as long as you can start to believe in yourself, you're going to win. Guys, if you like this video, please make sure you check out the next video we have right here. But gentlemen, let me know in the comments how you think, what you think, and why you think. And I just want to say, guys, Keep going forward. It is time to take back the crown. Take the crown. Take your throne. It is yours. It is your birthright, okay? We'll talk to you later. Peace.